YouTube. I know it's been a while since I've made an actual video of like myself, but it's because of school and stuff like that, and I never actually have a lot of free time, but now I do. So it's the summer, and today I'm going to talk about a subject that's like really emotional for me. It's suicide and hurting your self-harm. So yeah, don't mind if I get like teary-eyed or anything. Just please don't mind. The point of this video actually comes from my little sister, who took it upon herself to make a project to help kids who were feeling the way I was feeling, and I'll get to that, about being suicidal and hurting people who hurt themselves and stuff, for being bullied and things that were going on at home, stuff like anything. My sister made this project. The link to what she made, the like page on Facebook, is down. It will be down in the description box. So trust me, if you ever need anyone to talk to, and if you have a Facebook, make sure to message that page, and she responds to everybody. She's there for everyone because she has a kind heart. And she's kind of my inspiration to make this video, and also, of course, her project is also my second inspiration to make this video. Okay, so let me start. I have been hurting myself since I was in the summer before I went into 8th grade. And to be honest, when I first started, it was just for because I just wanted to try it. And then the second time I did it was for attention, but then slowly I started to realize how good it really helped me. Like, it made me, I know that, like, you may think, oh, how is hurting yourself, like, you're gonna hurt yourself, but you know what? All these right here, and these right here, they made me feel better. I don't know how to describe it. It's really hard to describe something like that. But I've only been suicidal for a little. Well, that's a lie. It's been for kind of a while. I haven't really told anybody. Oh my gosh. But I think it's since the beginning of high school, when the bullying started up. But people always called me fat and ugly. It was like my hair was always poofy because I would sweat when I walked. My hair would get really poofy, and every time I wore makeup, it didn't look right. And the clothes that I wore were the same clothes I had since middle school, because my family isn't rich, and because, again, I'm overweight, and kids were always making fun of me. So that's when I kind of started to slowly realize that the best way for me to be able to not have to deal with that ever again is to go away. During 9th grade school year, I made a suicidal note to my friends, telling them that I was getting ready to commit suicide. And I gave it to them, and I got called down to the office, and I was like, what do they want? Like, am I in trouble? And afterwards, I found out that they'd snitched me out, and I was talking to someone, and I just said, oh, I'm not really going to do it. I just wanted to write that. But when I got home, that was my intentions. But then when I actually got home, I got this long speech and stuff like that, and my parents and that they cared and stuff, so I was just like, let me not. I was fine in 10th grade until I started feeling heartbreak, but I didn't really cut. 10th grade year was more of my writing poetry for everything. I got hurt, fell in love, and stuff like that. I would write. But my worst school year so far has been 11th grade, and that is where the most has happened to me. The beginning of 11th grade, me and my mom have been arguing for years, but this time it was a big fight, and I started to cut again. And this time they were deeper, they hurt more, and they weren't even for attention. It was just because I wanted a way to be able to feel pain for like the way I was treating her. It's hard to explain, but it's like I wanted to feel pain for the way that I was treating her, because I know that she was upset at the way. I know it's hard. I'm sorry. But yeah. And then my older sister, I can't tell you what she started to do, but she just started falling downhill. You know, it was bad enough she had already got, technically, I guess, kicked out of school. because she never went to school, and she was living at home. She didn't work much, and she was doing something, and always had her friends sleeping over and stuff. And one day it got to the point where it was taken too far, and of some of the stuff that she was doing, that after my parents went to bed, my parents were like, why don't you just sleep in our room? And I was like, sure, I'll just sleep on the floor. My parents went to bed. I got up, headed to the bathroom, and I took 8 pills. Because I thought that the best thing for me to do to escape what my sister was doing and to never have to face that again was suicide. That is what I thought. And I thought that it would make everything better. And to this day, it's hard to not say that. I can't lie and say, oh, I don't feel that way, because there are tons of times when I do. But the fact that I actually went through and tried to, and then I woke up the next day alive, I was mad. I was really upset. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to go to school. I went to school though, and I talked to some people, which ended up where it got around, and then I got sent to a place called Phil Haven, which is an inpatient program for people who just need help. And there I learned a lot of coping skills. But for someone who has been through being bullied and having to deal with my older sister, life is hard. It truly is. You don't understand. And life is, it's just, but the best, don't just, suicide's not the answer. And I know that I'm sitting here getting ready to start crying, because right now as I speak this, I still feel that it's the right answer, but I'm telling you that it's not the right answer, because when I woke up the next day hoping that I would be dead, but I was actually alive, there was a piece of me that did feel like, thank God I'm still here. I really prayed to God that I was still there, because I couldn't imagine my parents waking up to go to work, and they see me lay on the floor, and they're like, oh, she looks so adorable. And then they try to wake me up to go sleep on their bed, and I don't budge. And they probably think, oh, she's knocked out. And then they go to work, and my older sister would wake up, see me laying on the floor, like, cocking an attitude. And then my younger sister, she would go walking through to get ready for school, and just see me laying on the floor sleeping. And then when they all would come home, they would still see me laying there. And then just to know that, just picturing my dad's reaction to that, it's one of the hardest things, especially is when I first got told I would have to go to Phil Haven. It was probably the hardest thing to ever see my dad. Like, he was trying his best not to cry, and I thought he didn't care, because he was just like this the whole time. And then my mom was bursting into tears, and so was I. And I thought that he didn't care. But then he told me that it's hard to cry. For him, it was hard to cry, because he was trying to stay strong for me. And not to make it seem as though I was like crazy or something. He wanted me to know that he was here for me. And to this day, like, again, I say I'm really glad that I lived through that. And you guys can sit up here and start laughing at this video and be like, oh, she's fat, she's ugly, her hair's a mess, her room is trash, and when my room is really trash, her voice sounds weird. I don't care, because you know what I face over the internet, no one could ever compare to when my older sister was tweeting to me, calling me pathetic, saying how psychotic I was because I tried to commit suicide, saying that I was seeking attention and stuff like that. It was all over the internet, but she didn't realize that the people she was tweeting to, I'm friends with. But you guys can say whatever, but just know that whatever you put into the comments box about me, I face worse stuff at home, and I'm not gonna let what you say affect me, because it's bad enough I have problems at home. And that is all, because my little sister just walked in. So yeah. If you ever need someone to talk to, again, go down to the description box. There's a link that says something about Unspoken. like that page and message it on Facebook. And I will leave my Facebook account thing down there somewhere so you can be able to message, and I will leave my Twitter, and yeah, my YouTube channel. I can give my little sister's YouTube channel too, and I can actually give you my cousin Tyler's. But yeah, just follow them too and subscribe, whatever. I'm going to go.